Vow Beyond Time. What's it called for us? A Promise Kept. At least our name is more coherent. What do we get? Holy shit! 2 new abilities. Hellfire and ETA Flame Strike. Let's check them out. 4 times single target fire damage. Oh, that looks really familiar. That looks really familiar. Hellfire is just a fire version of Hailstorm. And Hailstorm is actually just awesome. So, yes, please, thank you for giving us this ability. All the people that pulled for Gilgamesh on the second banner of the festival, they'll be very, very pleased that we'll be getting that. And AI Flame Strike, also 5-star Samurai, also fire. 5 single target though, with a high crit chance. How high? %20 increased crit chance, so that's kind of cool. What's a multiplier? 3.55. So this is like a guard bringer for samurais. No, not guard bringer. Assault saber. It is a 3.55 multiplier, just like assault saber, but it comes with a drawback. Eye strike is basically a debuff, but in addition, it's a 20% increased crit chance, which is nice. I really like both of these abilities. They're just great. Yeah, these are pretty safe hones. Okay, so 2 new good abilities, great abilities, really. Oron already got his balance change. He's already support 5, I think. If he hasn't, well, he's going to get support 5. And he should have had support 5 a long time ago. If I remember correctly, he is the first Final Fantasy character to get the ability called Full Break. His job in Final Fantasy X was to break the stats of bosses. Or, you know, whatever he hit. He is the true support in stat debuffing. So, he always should have been support 5. So that's great. So, nice changes. Let's see what we get on the banners. Still rocking 4 6-stars, so we haven't made it to the good stuff yet. Whoa! Jet gets a USSSB? Shit. It's just a typo. But Oron Jet, Oron Riku. Riku's USB 1. That's always going to be useful. But Oron USB. Oh, this isn't even... This banner doesn't even have Oron's ASB on it. I thought it was that banner, which actually was worth looking at. I have a bad feeling about this banner. Oron, dual blade. It's fire damage up, so it's a fire damage katana. That's fine. 10 single target, fire and elemental, and fire, self Comrade's Vow. What's Comrade's Vow do? Increase crit rate and cast speed when using samurai abilities up to 3 stages. Let's check that out. Is that loud? That feels loud. Oron has 5 upcoming soul breaks. Lingering Flame Finisher and Friend's Promise. Okay. Okay, so he gets 2 statuses when casting his USB, along with the Endfire. Friend's Promise 0 is grants Friend Promise 1 after using a Samurai ability, removed if the user hasn't Lingering Flame Finisher. Okay, so what they're basically saying here is that every time you use a Samurai ability after you cast his USB, it increases in stage, starting at 0. So the first time you cast it, then you all of a sudden have crit chance equals 30%. That is weird. That will overwrite crit fixers. So if you have a 50% crit rate from, say, Onion Knight USB, upon getting Friend's Promise 1, you will overwrite that and you will drop down to 30%. It is just for 1 attack. Once you have moved on to the next stage, it brings the crit chance back to 50%. It's probably not that big of a deal, but it's worth noting. So this kind of sucks. If I'm being frank, because you start out at 0. So when you first cast the USB, you practically have nothing. The USB has done nothing for you, besides give you attach fire and have a finisher. That's a under budget USB. In order to get this back to something respectable, he needs to he needs to use a lot of Samurai abilities. From the way this is worded, I don't think dual cast count. He does have a 35% chance to dual cast Samurai. If they did, that would be awesome, but I don't think it does. Cast speed 2.0. I don't mind. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It does have a drawback. Well, it's not so much a drawback. It just doesn't do enough at the start. It's a ramp up, and I'm not sure the ramp up is really worth it. You know, never mind. I was thinking in terms of like A-team stuff. This is actually probably pretty good in the Torment, which is more important in any way than A-team stuff, because you're on your own more in stuff like Magicite. You've got so many outside buffs coming from people like Aerith and Alara and Onion Knight that make these the crit chance and the cast speed like less effective. But in a Torment situation, these are both probably pretty damn good. His ability to dual cast. He starts out with Endfire on the USB, so by the time you've casted 3 of these, and he does ramp up his cast speed, he's got Endfire, 75% crit chance. You're probably going to be using that new ability that gives you 20% more crit chance. You're probably going to be using Precise Strikes on your Record Materia. Or not Record Material, Magicite. So you're probably going to have 100% crit rate as well as Endfire. Over 5 hits and a cast speed 3. I think in a Torment situation, this is actually pretty damn powerful. Drops off considerably in A-team stuff, but who cares? It's fire. You're going to be able to assemble a fire team without Oran. And you're not going to mind. Because, I mean, think about it. You're going to be in the situation which I have way too many fire characters to use. I wish You know, you had a reason to not use one, and here's one. He probably doesn't work as well in a magicite situation as he does in the Torment. But I think in the Torment, he's actually pretty damn awesome with this. So I like this, because Torment is what matters. That's the difficult content. Whereas it used to be magicite, you build for magicite, and then other content will undoubtedly get easier. Just because you've built for magicite. Because everything it was plain easier. I think that's just the same situation now with Torment. Okay, anyway, that's good. I really like that. Jex Abe's uniform is fire damage. Oh, I remember this banner now. Hot Steel. Hot Steel. I'm sure it's not called that in Global. Oh god, I hope it is. 10 single target, fire and elemental, and fire, self-attack and defense plus 30%, instant cast 1, and chase fire abilities with Beast Rush. Beast Rush. 6 single target. That's actually a good, well, just a good USB. That is Titus's USB. Just fire instead. I think the problem here is that Eject is not really that much of a fire character. If you go searching throughout the things that Eject does, we have monk damage plus 6%. That's fine. But that's it. In his record spheres. His legend spheres. Dark damage plus 9%. No fire damage. His LM2, the most powerful Legend Materia, is a dead Legend Materia. It's 35% chance to dual cast Dark. His LM1, dead. His LMR1, dead. So, in order for Eject to really have a chance of being viable for a fire team, so this is the crazy thing, is it's fire damage. Not only is it an element that he doesn't particularly do that well, it's fire. And there's even the average fire damage dealer is going to be a better fire damage dealer than Eject is. Luckily, those two LMRs are on this banner. His LMR2 and LMR3. Start battle with Endfire and 25% chance to dual cast Monk. If you get all three of those things, he can be a fire character that can compete with the numerous amounts of fire characters in the game. But it's just, I think someone brought it up, is it's hard pulling on banners for fire damage because you know you're going to get it eventually just by virtue of pulling on other things and fire just being there, because fire is the photobomb element of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. You just look over your shoulder and it's, hey, did you know I have a fire ASB? By the way, Eject doesn't have a fire ASB. So let's stop looking at that as being a fire thing, and let's start looking at it being a torment thing instead. Well, in a realm with Titus, in a realm with Auron with this USB, you know, I think it could be fine. Because, or see, a good thing that you can do in Torments to increase the amount of damage that you do is stack up on a single element. Because that allows you to align things like imperils, because obviously an imperil only affects a single element, and magicite. The better magicite that you can use without splitting your priorities, the better you can stack that empower passive and get more damage out of those characters. That's a good thing. But I gotta say, like, Auron's USB 2 is really good. But aren't you kind of aiming to make a water team in Final Fantasy X? Let's see something. Final Fantasy X Torment does not come out with this banner. It comes out with the next one. Which I got ETA for November. This is very far away, so it's likely to switch around, but November, it's fairly far away. 3 months minimum. This is the Final Fantasy X Tournament. We got Titus, USB 2, Yuna, USB 3, Waka, USB 2, Auron, ASB, Riku, Chain. So this is definitely, they're kind of aiming more towards a water team. And like Ricky brought up in chat, Auron's USB 2 is excellent, but it does not show up on this banner, even though his ASB does. Luckily, his Glint does, which does give you an ability to cheaply provide end fire for him. This is actually a good Glint for Auron, because Samurais do have great abilities to take advantage of what the Glint offers. Start battle with end fire, Auron Elamar here. God, this is just such a better banner, isn't it? Luckily, they remedied the mess that they made of Yuna with her USB 2 and brought her back to being a healer. I would like to see Yuna turn into one of those Rydia type summoners, but I think they failed miserably with her USB 2. In order for Yuna to be turned into a summoner like that, they'd need to introduce another healer in Final Fantasy X, but they haven't. So I'm glad that they gave her a healing USB 3, which is instant cast time, thank goodness. Party Magic Blink, that's damn good. And an HP stock Brave mode. It's fine. So this is pretty useless for the Torment, but this, oh man, Attack and Magic. This kind of sucks. Well, what else are you going to do, Adia? I'm assuming that you'll be using the USB 3 and then casting Curadas. So, you start out at Brave 1, but it's just a Medica, a basic 25 Medica. Use one Curada. So you can either use a Curada on this turn, or Medica for H55. Yeah, I suppose you're right. It's probably worth going for this instead. Just use Curadas to level 2 instead of level 3. The HP stock probably isn't worth wasting a turn on a single target cure. Okay, fair enough. Is it at least a water ball? It is. The Waka USB. I don't really like that. I don't like that at all. Because it's a short period of time. They're making note that I believe it's an 8-second debuff, which just sucks. Oh no, it's not a water ball, it's a water bracer. Well, that's a good relic. That's a really good relic. Oran's ASB is obviously good, and it comes on the banner with his glint and his LMR to make it good. Flash art, 0 cast time, high regen, and Holy Stone Skin 50%. That seems like it sucks. It's Holy Stone Skin? It's really just made for Uniluska, I guess. Which makes sense, I suppose. Thing is, I don't think that it's worth wasting the 250 soul break points on her glint if you've got her USB. It's an instant cast time magic blink. Kiraga Medica magic blink. Suppose if it's later on in the fight, you're desperate. But, you know, I really need to look at Torment Uniluska. Because if I remember correctly, Uniluska is pretty heavily based upon her sap. And the glint comes with high regen on it to erase the sap. And if I remember correctly, in a lot of Uniluska fights, you want to be sapped or everyone just dies. I don't know how that works here. Auto hit sap. Yeah, it's so weird. So the reason why I'm looking at this banner so closely is because Torment doesn't get released until this banner. So it's important to look ahead at this, you know, take advantage of what we've got and see if it's worth pulling for Torment now or pulling for Torment later. Like, remember Final Fantasy Tactics? So Uniluska just kills you, sap or not. Okay. So the high regen doesn't really do much, besides erase her sap, which I suppose does something, but not that much. Really, I don't think that's worth 250 soul break points, if you have other better options for her. Anyway, Tactics. The Tactics banner that came out with the Final Fantasy Tactics Tournament was obviously not as good as the Orlando USB Marsh USB banner, which was basically made perfectly for the Final Fantasy Tactics Tournament. Just want to verify. Yeah, attack and magic minus 70% for 8 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got a side on this banner. Even though I don't really... Oh, man. It's really Yuna. It's Yuna. Because I really care for you, Titus's USB 2. 10 single target range, water, and water self quick cast. Oh, the quick cast is actually probably pretty good. Never mind. Like, just the same situation with Oron. And his USB 2. I look at quick cast and I think, well... I'm stacking that quick cast on other quick casts that I'm getting for the rest of the party, so it's not that great, but in this case, no, the quick cast will actually be pretty damn useful. Though, if given the chance, or given the choice, I'd probably still use his USB 1 because of the Realm Chain. I don't have that luxury. Water damage up. Blitz Beast, I'm sure that's... 164 attack, is that a Blitz Ball? Yeah, it's a Blitz Ball. Spider's Kiss, is that a Fire Katana? Yes, it is. What does Titus's glint get changed to? Because this is the old version, isn't it? High quick cast 2. Always like that. This is obviously extremely useful. Alright. I have to side on this banner because Yuna's here. And I don't believe Yuna features on this banner at all. Oh, low chances double cast. White magic. Or Burst Soul Break 2 is here. It's a good BSB. Just it's not going to be good enough for the tournament. If I've got Yuna's USB 1, I probably feel a lot better because Yuna's USB 1. With the Last Stand and the raises and the shit is probably pretty good. It's not like speed clear material, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's quick cast the status, Ricky. Quick cast the status. I think that's a 25-second quick cast. Kind of like the LMR trance modes for Garland and Cecil, Dark Cecil. So 25 seconds of just ×2 cast speed. $15 seconds, I think, is a different status. Searching for quick cast is going to be a pain. Yeah, there are 187 instances of quick cast. Hold on. Arrange this by alphabet. Quick cast, cast speed ×2 for 15 seconds. So yeah, he just gets 15 seconds of quick cast. It's not even, doesn't even have to be cycle. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. Yeah. And with his ability to use the 6-star Sapphire, the 6-star shooter ability, he'll be pretty simple and effective. So good, good. I don't know about that. It helps, I suppose, stacking water damage. It is 15 single target. That's nice for chain. Waka can use blitz balls, shooter abilities. I just feel like Riku would probably be better. Because even with this, he's not going to be doing that much damage. I'd rather use Riku to, like, imperil with BSB 1 to improve Tidus's damage. At least they don't throw Waka's LMR at us. Yeah, I suppose. It's not like there's anybody else, right? Oh, Pain, Ricky. I would definitely use Pain. I think I would use... I was going to say I'd use Pain with Super, but what's the point? Yeah, I think I'd use Pain with Super Soul Break over Waka with his USB. Because I could Legend Dive Pain to get a lot of extra damage, 35% chance to dual cast, a 6-star water ability. Oh, you want to use 4 water characters? Who buffs that team? I guess Riku with Chain. Yeah, alright. Fair. Yeah. Or a USB 1. Right. I forgot that exists. I think you have the Soul Break gauge to balance USB 1-2 on... On Riku? Probably not. Oh, Tidus. You could set somebody as a dedicated entruster on the team. That would work. I'm probably going to be forced to do that. Depends. I feel like I'm going to be forced to pull on this banner. By the time this banner happens, we'll probably have seen a later Final Fantasy X event. But I don't want to put off doing Torment. I will only do it if it just makes so much more sense to do so, like I did with Tactics. Well, not like I had a choice in Tactics. In Final Fantasy V, it made a whole lot of sense. But here, I want to pull on this banner because I want to do the Final Fantasy X Torment. But we'll see. There isn't a banner 2. There is not a banner 2. Yep. So anyway, I went on that gigantic tangent, but it was, like I said, it was for a good reason. After concluding that Jex USB 2 sucks. The USB is actually really good. It's Jex that's not a good fire character. And really is not that suitable for the Torment either. So this is not a dead draw because it is fire armor. But it's still, you know, in my opinion, kind of a hole. Oron's OSB? No. Is fire damage armor. Is this a Riku USB trap? It looks like a Riku USB trap. He does, Troll. His LMR3 is 25% chance to dual cast Monk. Yeah. I mean, it's not like Oron's OSB is bad. It's just an OSB. And they're kind of underpowered. I don't mind seeing them in lucky draws and stuff like that. But Oron's a dual caster. Not only is it, oh god, not only is he a dual caster, but no, he doesn't have a chase or anything. That's fine. No, it's not Ricky. But, at the same time, he's going to be 5-hitting with samurai abilities. Right? What's the 6-star samurai ability? Because I assume we will have that by this event. Five attacks, 50% additional crit chance if the user has a retaliate or high retaliate. Are we, Ricky? Yeah, link it to me in Discord. The thing is with Oron's OSB, it is a good option. If you have it, if you have nothing else to do, it's a fine option. Because I will take the guaranteed 100k over 50k with a 35% chance to 100k. Because if you have his USB 2 active, like Ricky said, it's a 3 times cast speed, so there's not that much difference between the cast times anymore. The OSB is fine. This banner is not as bad as I thought it was. Jekt just kind of clouded me. And it is not that great of a banner. But it's not utter garbage like I thought it was. I didn't know we had a date. Oh, is that when we estimate that they're going to be giving us the pickups is for when the Quarter of Trials and stuff release? Okay, BSBs, Oron. Ugh, Hyper Break. Party Stone Skin. Oh my god, what the hell? This banner fell apart. BSBs suck anyway. Blind Resistance and chance to blind on hit. Well, Eye Poker, I suppose that makes sense. End Fire. Wow. Vraska's Burst. Yuna's Burst. This banner is so underpowered compared to the one in the future. Okay, Oron start battle with Endfire. Jekt gets his 2. Oh, Riku start battle with Quick Cast 3. That's a nice LMR. Oh, she gets it on this banner too. And Oron's Endfire. Alright, I don't know if I can... I'm not sure if I can ding this banner out of the hole. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I can't. The banner of the future is just so much better. It releases with the torment. It has excellent healing. Whereas this banner, all it has is a mage buff in a realm dominated by physical characters. Alright, yeah, so that's... Oh, let's take a look at Banner 2 in the next event. Which does have Oron's USB 2. And Riku's USB 1, and Titus's ASB. And Seymour's USB? This is a... That is a great... That's a great run of US, or 6 stars. And Lulu's USB, which is also really good. Not as good as the rest of these, but... Huh. Well, I can say, I mean, right away, this banner is... Also has Oron's USB 2, also has Riku's USB 1, and it is so much better than the event that launches on Thursday. Because no eject. Except down here with his BSB. Ah, god damn it. And an LMR. Ah, pains. Oh my god. These 3 LMRs are ass. Man, it had such a good top end, and then I took a look at the LMRs. This sucks. Pain's katana is a water katana, so that's automatically a good thing. Lulu triple threat. Is that really her BSB 1? Which I'm not going to say no to, because, well, yeah, no, I'm sure ice armor is still worth something. Seymour BSB 2? God damn. Now, this banner has nice 6 stars, but holy shit, did it crumble to pieces when it exited that area. This banner, though, two good glints. Titus is good BSB 2. 4 good LMRs. This is just a more complete banner. Where this one you're swinging for discos. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Anyway, it's still better than the Jack banner that we have right now.